move to yet another David Bradley Trophy pick contest as Ashlee here tries to go for the three-peat as we predict the outcome of AEW Dynamite. This pay-per-view will be coming to you live this Sunday. And Ashlee, as champion, what match do you want to go with first?
So let's talk about the match that we all know we all probably know I am the most excited for. Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay.
Okay, we are talking about the dream match of all dream matches, as we have the aerial assassin Will Ospreay versus the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. Last week on AEW Dynamite, Will Ospreay cut one hell of a promo and took a dig at Triple H in the process of it. But this match, in my opinion, I'm going to go with the American Dragon getting the victory here in the U.S. to set up the return match in August at Wembley as maybe co-main event of AEW All in London 2.
Ooh. See, now that I could get behind. I genuinely don't know. This one I'm torn because Bryan Danielson with his kind of like farewell to full-time wrestling tour of 2024 has been putting over a lot of these guys like Will Ospreay, these up and coming like dudes that he knows are here. They're going to be stars and everything. And kind of losing to more of like the older legendary people. So I could see him definitely putting Will Ospreay over in this match. So I think I'm gonna take Will Ospreay for the win. If he doesn't win, although I could see some maybe something happening with the Callis family. I kind of feel like he's the black sheep, so I feel like maybe there's something there.
That's kind of interesting, Ashley, because I believe this could be the perfect spot for, oh, hey, Don Callis comes down with Will Ospreay. He brings the family down to help Will Ospreay win this match, and they goof up. And we see tension building. We don't see the split between Ospreay and the family yet, but it leads you down the road to eventually Will Ospreay either breaking away from the group or them kicking him out of the group.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think he's going to be a little too much to contain right now because his reaction, his crowd reaction is insane, and I don't know if kind of keeping him along with a faction right now would work, especially a heel faction.
Actually very true. His reaction leads you to believe he should be AEW World Champion at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he arguably gets the loudest reactions every time he comes out now.
So we're 1 for 1. We got two different picks here. I'm going with the American Dragon. You're going with Will Ospreay. So we know for sure one of us is going to get a point in this match. So, champ, what's match number 2?
Oh my god, I'm just like looking at this card. I like the first two matches that are Pac and Okada.
Okay, we're going down to the Continental title match. It's another dream match. It's a match that a lot of people probably wouldn't imagine 3 years ago seeing on American TV. It's like Okada, the Okada one as champion versus Pot. So, Ashlee, I'm gonna let you have this. Do you want the first pick or you want me to pick again?
I'll go this time. I'm going to take Okada for the win. I think we will get some shenanigans, but I am so excited to see Pac back that it's unreal. One of my favorite wrestlers and gone way too long from his last injury. Just very happy to see him back, and this to kind of come back and be like your first like major thing coming back. Yeah, I'm for it. Let's go.
Second match, and I'm going to go with you. I'm going with Okada, and we see Jack Perry pop back up here to help Okada and the Young Bucks keep the title inside of the new Elite as we get a fourth member to the Elite, and that's going to be Jack Perry.
I could definitely see that happening there, especially now with Perry coming back in from New Japan, I could definitely see this being like the perfect debut spot or re-debut.
And in England, and he's probably throwing something at the phone right now, going like, "Why is nobody picking Pac?" David, I'm sorry. It's just I feel like this is the easiest match to call here. Okada's got this championship. He hasn't had it that long. We're not being Okada yet.
David, listen, I love Pac. I love him so much. I need him to like maybe go after like I need like him and like Takeshita in a feud or something after this. I need that match up next.
You know, if this was like him versus Roderick Strong, I'd be more than happy to pick Pac over Roderick Strong. But no, he's facing the Okada one. So sorry, David.
True. And same. I would
So
definitely
champ,
take the same.
what's the third match we want to pick?
How about this trios match?
Okay. So this is a 6-man tag match where we have the House of Black facing of Adam Cole, Eddie Kingston, and ROH World Champion Mark Briscoe. I got a feeling here, actually, the baby faces are not going to get along, and the House of Black is finally going to get a victory on pay-per-view. My pick.
I could see that, especially now with Mark Briscoe having beaten Eddie Kingston. I could definitely see something like arising from that. It's a tough call. I think I might go House of Black too, only because like I feel like there's a lot of like the term like buried gets thrown around a lot, but I truly feel like if they don't get a win like soon, like a meaningful win over like some actual competitors, like I don't really know how much more legs a House of Black will truly have without, like aside from like what Julia is really doing.
I mean, Julia's the only bright spot in the House of Black, and if they don't get a victory here, where do you give them a victory at? I mean, like, you don't have them in a tag. They were okay. Look, take it back. They were in the tag team tournament as a wild card in a wild card match, and in that match, they had disqualified. I'm like, can we not do anything with these guys? Really? Come on, it's the House of Black. They're talented.
Yeah, and like I said, I truly feel like if they can't get like this win over kind of like these it's sort of like a ragtag group of the baby faces, I feel like I don't know where they go from here.
Well, actually, where they go from here is Julia Hart turns around and goes like, I'm leaving you guys. You guys are not helping me one bit. I got a title. I'll go solo.
Might have to be if they don't win, but I think they do get it, and I hope they get it because I definitely would love to see. I feel like there's a lot of push for like Malachi Black, but I feel like I'd love to see more of Buddy Murphy. He had that ladder match with Andrade last year, and I thought that was crazy good, and we just didn't see him in any more singles matches.
Very true. And the reaction of Brody King to this AEW crowd is amazing. And there's another challenger you can have for whoever walks away from AEW Dynasty as your AEW World Champion. Could it be Samoa Joe? Could it be Swerve Strickland? Are you ready to make that pick, or do you want to pick another match?
No, we can go there if you want.
Okay, so we are going to the AEW World Title Meta Champion. And Ashlee, do you want to pick first or second?
I'll pick first. I know everyone's saying it's time. Guess what? I'm thinking Samoa Joe wins. I'm thinking Hangman might come back.
Dang you're reading my mind here, Ashlee. You're blowing my mind because allow me to add on to your pick here because I'm going the same way. I'm going Samoa Joe, and Hangman is going to interfere. Remember at the beginning of this podcast, I said Jack Perry's going to be the 4th member of the Elite. By the end of AEW Dynamite, there's going to be 5 members of the Elite, and they're going to be the super heel faction. And they may have some gold at the end of the night. Who knows? That might be another pick down the road. But right here, right now, I'm saying Samoa Joe retains this just on the fact that Heyman Adam Page still hates Strickland so much that he's not going to make him AEW World Champion anytime soon.
Yeah, he cut that promo last year and he told him, I will never allow you to be AEW World Champion. And now he's been off TV. And I know, like, he had some stuff to take care of, you know, whatever, but he's been off TV for a few weeks. And I feel like it's kind of been done deliberately for this moment.
Hey, actually, you cut out there. Go ahead and redo your point.
I was just saying, like, I think that promo that Hangman cut last year where he said he swore he would never allow Swerve to be champion. I think Hangman was taken off TV a little earlier this year. You know, cited there were some issues that he had to take care of at home. And I feel like the prolonged absence, though, might have to do with this being done deliberately for this moment.
You know, that's how I felt coming out of AEW Dynamite last week. I was thinking, like, it's been a minute since we've seen Heyman Adam Page. What is Heyman Adam Page doing right now? So I got a feeling that they kept him off TV for a while. Let us forget about him in order to pull this off at AEW Dynasty. So, Ashlee, since you're predicting the future here, what's the next match you want to pick?
How about we were just speaking about her a minute ago? So how about Julia Hart and Willow Nightingale?
Okay. And it looks like, if you're reading the tea leaves, whoever comes out of this match as TBS champion has a date at Double or Nothing for one CEO Mercedes Moné. So, Ashlee, does Julia Hart retain here, or do we get Will Nightingale being a transitional champion?
I don't know. I feel like there's more there with Willow if you put Willow against Mercedes, but I feel like Mercedes has also kind of pushed, like, really wanting to face Julia and kind of pushing, like, her as, like, one of the top women in the division. So I feel like them kind of doing a Julia in Mercedes wouldn't be terrible, but I feel like I don't want Willow to be a transitional champion. That's my big issue here. But I think I'll go with the
I get
transitional
a feeling that okay, so you're taking Willow Nightingale to defeat the Princess of Darkness, the Queen of the House of Black. You know what? I'm going to go with Julia Hart. Julia Hart is going to win this match. She's going to cheat, steal, lie, whatever she needs to do to win this match. And we're going to get Julia Hart versus Mercedes Moné at Double or Nothing.
We could also get a Sky Blue run in too. I feel like we haven't seen Sky in like the past few showings, so maybe she makes a little comeback too.
Well, you know, AEW has a history of booking similar finishes to matches over and over and over. And so, yeah, we get our interference here on this match. So, Ashlee, select your next match.
All right, how about the Roddy Strong and Kyle O'Reilly?
Okay, so we are going to the International Championship match. This is the latest match to be added to this card. At the time of recording, we have 8 matches on the docket. You know, AEW, they love to toss matches on, so there may be some more added after Dynamite this week. So just check back at RadioFreePW.com and RadioFreePW on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. But in this match, it's Roderick Strong versus former friend Kyle O'Reilly, who we just saw get turned on Collision.
I know. I I kind of saw Kyle O'Reilly eventually joining them, and I didn't see the full blown like Roddy turn on him. So I'm not. I feel like Roddy will retain this one, but I feel like it'll be either due to like maybe some Undisputed Kingdom interference, something along those lines. I don't feel like there won't be shenanigans in this one.
I think Roderick Strong gets a clean victory here. And it's kind of weird I'm saying that because you think Kyle O'Reilly is making this great return after 2 years from not being in the ring. This is his first pay-per-view match. And you would think babyface Kyle O'Reilly would beat Roderick Strong for the title here. That would be the smart money. But I'm going to Roderick Strong retain his title.
I just like I feel like kind of like you said, earlier about like Okada. I feel like it's just like he just won it, and I don't feel like they're ready to switch it up yet. But I do feel like they'll continue this through past Dynasty though.
Yes, especially since now they decided to not have Kyle join the group because, like you said a couple weeks ago when we saw Kyle return, we're thinking, oh, we're getting the slow Kyle O'Reilly heel turn. Eventually, he's going to join the Kingdom, and it's going to be the Kingdom going back for their manifest destiny here to get all the AEW World Championships.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised they went this way, but I mean, maybe he is going to kind of stick it out on his own here for a bit.
Very true. So, if my math serves me correct here, we have at least 2 matches left. I'll take it back. We have 3 matches left. So, you have your choices of the AEW Women's World Championship match. You have your choice of the AEW World Tag Team match.
Yeah, let's do the tag match.
I think there's only 2 matches, so you got your choice either or. Which way you want to go?
Let's do the
Okay, we're going to the tag match. It's for the vacant We're going to the vacant AEW Tag Team title match as we have the EVPs, better known as the Young Bucks, better known as Public Enemy #1 on this podcast, versus FTR.
I am genuinely
And
confused.
which direction are you going, Ashlee?
I feel like this past week's like stuff kind of made it feel like I felt like the Young Bucks were going to be the ultimate winners of this and be the champions. But I feel like after this week they've kind of positioned FTR to be like these like definitely like the champion of like the people. So I feel like I wouldn't be surprised. I think I'll still I don't feel like 100% confident. I'll take the Bucks, but I don't feel 100% confident. Not as confident as I did probably 2 weeks ago, quite honestly.
Well, I'm in and them basically running a rough shot through this pay-per-view. So, as much as it pains me, as much as I need to go get me some mouthwash after I get done picking this pick, I'm taking the EVPs of the to win this match.
I will
Ashlee,
say
that leaves us one match, and it's timeless. And I'm talking, and it's the AEW Women's Championship match between Thomas Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa. This should be a damn good match.
yeah, definitely. I feel like Tony Storm this week kind of had one of her best showings that we've seen in kind of since the character change in ring. And to come back with an opponent like Thunder Rosa, and we've all seen how good Thunder Rosa is in the ring. I'm pretty excited for this, and I feel like kind of all of these outlier things around it. You have Mariah May, the stuff with like Azumi and all the Stardom girls, kind of around Tony Storm as well. I feel like there's anything could happen around or after this match. I'm pretty excited to see like possibly future, like a storyline set up for afterward. I think I'm sticking with Tony. I think she's gonna hang on right now. I think this build with her and Mariah May is getting really kind of really good for me. And now, like I said, bringing in the addition of the Stardom girls who have like all this history with Tony Storm and Mariah May, I think is very cool, and I think they might continue that path.
Ashlee, you make a good point here, and you got to think, what is next for this championship? Do you want to go ahead and pull the trigger here and give Thunder Rosa the victory here? Or do we wait? Because we have been building this feud, I've been thinking for the last couple of months, of when does Mariah May turn on Thomas Tony Storm? And is that the end game? We also got to remember, Deonna Purrazzo is still here somewhere in the company, and we saw her last week on Dynamite come out to make the save. And Thunder Rosa and her are still having a little bit of disagreement. Are we heading to that being the feud for the summer, Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo? So with that being said, Ashlee, I'm going to follow your lead here. I'm taking Thomas Tony Storm because it's not time to take that title off the Tony, because it's still Tony time.
I think so. I think the reactions she gets are too good. And I think there's just too many ways you can kind of like utilize her after this pay-per-view.
You probably will beat me here on this pay-per-view and not go 3 for 0 here. And I prove yet again that I do not know one thing about picking wrestling matches.